Hello, Mzansi. Welcome to it. Another episode of Game On. And I'll tell you what, goals make the world go round and certainly have given us plenty to talk about in as far as football here in Mzansi, out in Germany. And we look forward to goals in the return, of course, of league football out in England. I am Caesar Mapena, to be joined later by Cherise Kosana. Whilst right now, proud to be in the pleasure of Shane McGregor. Shane, let's start off in England. And one game that had been postponed and one to look forward to, of course, every season over the two legs, or rather the 2 games per season. Everton up against Liverpool. Always a thriller, always drama. 4-goal thriller at the end of it all. And Everton, well, doing the Lord's work, some would think, in the way of the title race and keeping things interesting in drawing against Liverpool.
Yeah, good to be here. Yeah, 4-goal thriller, 4 red cards. I don't know if you know that.
Yep.
4 red cards. And a sad goodbye to the Merseyside Derby at Goodison Park. It's the last one that will ever take place. So, you know, the fans made it special. The players made it special. The football wasn't the greatest, but it's a derby game. So, you know, you expect that to happen. But, yeah, 4 seems to be the number. 4 goals. Right at the end in the 94th minute.
Yeah.
The 4's in there. The 4 red cards. So, yeah, fun all around.
Throughout the ages, when you think back to this fixture, it really does, especially for the youngsters, when you hear about rivalries and derbies and the attitudes that come with it, in just the fierceness of the competitive action, this really does epitomize that, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's for sure. You know,
I mean, the 4 red cards are a great example.
Yeah, well, it's a bit silly, but if you look at it, if you look at the game, it just shows you. I mean, what that means for Merseyside, for the fans, you know, and you know, they bow out of that stadium, Goodison Park, on equal terms, so equal amount of wins and the draws. So, which is a good thing, I thought. You know, you don't want either team to be coming on top. But the red cards, let's talk about it. I mean, straight after the game, Corey runs across to the Liverpool fans, carries on, tells them to keep quiet, and of course, one of the Liverpool boys, homegrown, takes offence to that, attacks him, gets a second yellow card, as does Corey for his actions. 2 yellow cards, and then our manager comes running in with his assistant, starts chirping the referee, and they both get red cards.
Drama.
Yeah, drama, but it just shows you what it means.
Yeah.
The passion.
That's exactly what I
game.
I was getting at. Now, let's talk about the fixtures that will be coming up. Some important ones starting off today in just a short while. Leicester up against Arsenal. Important at the top, important at the bottom. In the title race this game for Arsenal's sake, and in the relegation battle for Leicester.
You know, seasons ago I would have said be careful of Arsenal in this game because when they came up against sides like this, they struggled. But just having a look at Leicester, you know, they're nowhere at the moment. You know, they're struggling along. I can't see anything but a big victory for Arsenal, and especially the way they've been playing of late. They're sniffing that Liverpool might be faltering, so they'll keep the pressure on.
Very interested in Nottingham Forest. We can't ignore them, 3rd on the table, coming back to league action, away to Fulham.
Difficult game.
Yeah.
You know, always to go to Craven Cottage is always very difficult to go there and play there. But I think Forest have been so professional this year. Once again, I can't say anything but a Forest victory in this one.
Arguably the game of the weekend, definitely my game of the weekend, is something to look forward to for the 5 o'clock kickoff this afternoon. Manchester City up against Newcastle United. City blowing hot and cold at times over the last couple of months, whilst Newcastle have looked better and better over the last couple of months. Yeah,
also they get those glitches, you know, Newcastle, and that's my big worry. But having looked at this game, I watched actually City midweek in European action. They played against a Real Madrid team who were very depleted at the back, very makeshift team, and they still got beaten 3-2. So for me, that's a big worry when you're conceding goals like that. And the way, you know, your confidence is gone. I mean, they can't have much confidence in there. I actually think this game's going to end up in a draw.
A couple of weeks ago, you mentioned City maybe bring a different approach to their tactically to their games. Are you still seeing that?
Not against Real Madrid, they didn't do that. But the rest of the games, the league games, they've been doing that. A much more direct approach. So against Newcastle, it's not going to work because they've got such big defenders and big strong boys. So we'll see what happens and we'll see how they play. But as I said, I think a draw on the cards.
Now, some big games to look forward to tomorrow. Starting off with the log leaders, Liverpool. You've always mentioned that the race is far from over. Of course, the draw proves you right. At home to Wolves. Do you see Wolves possibly maybe throwing a spanner in the works here?
No, I can't see it happening. Wolves have had one of those topsy-turvy seasons, and I think Liverpool will just keep on going. They've got to keep on winning, at home especially, so I can't see it happening. They do seem to have the edge over Wolves at home, so I'll be going with the victory for Liverpool.
It's two big games tomorrow. The other game is the late kickoff, of course, on Sunday. We'll see two sides that aren't necessarily in the running, but a lot is said about them, and they took on a lot of interest. Tottenham Hotspur and Manchester United should be exciting, but two sides that, wow.
Underperforming.
Yeah.
Spurs, we all spoken about it. They got a lot of injuries. They still got a lot of injuries. He's battling to pull the team together. That's how bad it is. Man United are just battling with the players. Simple as that. I mean, they got enough players, but they're not quality. So you've got the two contrasts, Once again, a game, I think it's heading for a draw, if not a Spurs victory.
Have to ask you again, as things stand, 7-point gap at the top of the last standings, Arsenal and Liverpool. You still say this is far from over?
Far from over. We're only in February. We're only in February. There's a long way to go. Liverpool can falter, especially at the back. We're still struggling with injuries at the back. I don't say it's over yet. It's anyone's game between them and Arsenal. I would wait until the trophy's in your hands before I say it.
Nottingham Forest are 3 points behind Arsenal, by the way, and following some distance behind them, 4-point difference between them and Chelsea to round up the top four. I mentioned this to mention City, who won 2 points behind Chelsea. It's an interesting race in that top four race, and at one point it looked as though City may storm their way back in there, but it's not quite that easy, is it?
Yeah, they faltered. Every game for them now is a cup final. Simple as that. They've got to win every game. They can't afford to lose games, but I can't see that happening throughout the season. Forest are going well. I can't see them faltering now, though the smaller squad story might catch up to them. But I can't see Man City getting into third spot. They might sneak into fourth spot, but that's as best they're going to get.
So, plenty to look forward to in the return of league action out in England, of course, with Liverpool leading the charges, Arsenal in the chasing pack, and we round things up with Shane for now. He comes back later where we talk about German football. Coming up after this, we talk about the drama, and so much drama has been happening locally in the game right here in Mzansi.